Hello fans, welcome to the Displease Wrestling Geek, and boy am I! The late 90s were a great time to be a wrestling fan. With WCW and WWE battling it out every week for rating supremacy, professional wrestling was more exciting and more popular than ever. Larger-than-life characters came into our homes every Monday night, celebrities we loved were appearing on Raw and Nitro, and Ted Turner was just straight-up lighting money on fire for the hell of it. Everything was going just fine. And then something horrible happened. The 90s ended. Wrestling was no longer cool. Our heroes grew old. And we never fucking got over it! Wrestling has a big problem. One of the most insidious problems it's ever faced. A problem that could literally tear it apart from the inside out. I'm talking, of course, about us. We as fans refuse to leave the 90s behind, instead comparing everything to the Attitude Era, a time we can't go back to and probably wouldn't enjoy if we could. It's held the wrestling world captive for 15 years now, and it's time we talked about it. The first problem with our stuck-in-the-90s mentality is that most of us are idealizing the Attitude Era itself. Sure, we all remember Stone Cold, The Rock, and D-Generation X, and they were great. But how many of us remember Mae Young giving birth to a hand, the dumpster match, or Naked Midian? That's right. Look at it. Never forget that this happened. It wasn't all peaches and cream. In fact, a lot of it was embarrassingly awful. Yeah, they gave us a lot of good entertaining things in the Attitude Era, but be honest with me. Would you really rather watch Road Dogg than Dolph Ziggler? Would you really rather watch Viscera than Dean Ambrose? The point here being that we can remember the past fondly, but we can't let our dreamlike image of some perfect past that never existed drag down and taint our view of the current product. We have to move forward and accept the current wrestlers who are working their asses off to entertain us. No one will ever compare to our image of Stone Cold, but that doesn't mean that the next big thing can't give us plenty of entertainment. The biggest problem is that we're never going to find the next big thing if we don't stop idealizing the past. Another problem we have to talk about when we talk about fans not willing to let go of the 90s is that there was a lot of stuff in the 90s that really should have stayed there. Things like racism, homophobia, misogyny, and a general sense of crassness that just doesn't fit in today's climate. In the past, WWE has engaged in these things in an effort to shock the fan base and garner ratings, and it worked for a while. The world has changed though, and to their credit, the company has done their best to leave all that behind. Here's where we have a real problem with the fans. WWE has done what they can in recent years to take a more progressive attitude on social issues. For the most part. Okay, fine, they haven't entirely moved on, but it doesn't seem like the fans want to let them. A good example is the recent Give Divas a Chance hashtag that trended on Twitter earlier this year. For once, WWE tried to listen. And then what happens? During a Divas match on Raw, the fans decide to chant, "You fucked Cena" at Nikki Bella. Classy. Are these the kinds of fans we want to be? The kinds of fans who chant sexist things at hardworking women, making every female fan uncomfortable as hell? Total Divas has done a good job of bringing in a female fan base that could help WWE in the long run, and the fact that some of us still treat women like plastic fuck dolls is completely ruining any image we could gain. In fact, this sort of behavior is why the general media refuses to take us seriously. Well, that and the fact that wrestling is the most ridiculous thing most people have ever seen. But we can't keep living in this intolerant, misogynistic bubble if we want wrestling to move forward. We as fans have to take responsibility. No more chanting things like "she's a crack whore," no more using homophobic slurs against wrestlers you don't like, and no more being a general piece of shit. That shouldn't be so hard, should it? Huh? Oh yeah, the internet exists. This is not the best of all possible worlds. Another problem we've dragged with us from the Attitude Era is the unending stream of fan service that came about as the result of two wrestling companies competing for ratings. Fans were trained to expect to see exactly what they wanted to see every night, rather than have the patience to sit through well-paced storytelling. This has led to a sense of entitlement in some fans, and an unwillingness to accept anything other than their specific desired result.
I want Daniel Bryan!
We gave you Daniel Bryan last year. This year, we're giving you Roman Reigns.
I hate Roman Reigns. He's stupid now. I want Daniel Bryan.
It's basically the same thing.
It's not the same. I hope a pack of wolves arrives and they chew your dick off.
See what I mean? How's anybody supposed to get over in an atmosphere like this? The fans spent the 90s being fed basically everything they wanted on a weekly basis, and being told long-term storytelling doesn't matter. The problem is that the Attitude Era followed us, and still does over 15 years later. There's nothing wrong with giving the fans what they want, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of long-term storytelling. And there's nothing wrong with the fans chanting for what they want, as long as it doesn't make it more difficult for everyone else to do their job. So the next time you start to think that this era sucks compared to the 90s, remember Naked Midian. Remember the intolerance, and most importantly, remember that nothing is ever quite as good as it is in our memories. The Attitude Era had 15 years to grow in our collective conscious into this mythological time where the wrestling industry gave us the greatest entertainment we've ever seen, when in reality it was just another period in the long timeline of wrestling history. It was fun, but it's not the be-all, end-all. If wrestling's going to evolve, we as fans need to move past the 90s. I'm the Displeased Wrestling Geek, and let's try to be better fans, huh?
It's not the same! I hope you get dick cancer! It's not the same! I hope the DEA comes in when you're doing coke with Meryl Streep! It's not the same! I hope a video leaks of you doing weird butt stuff with Charlie Sheen! It's not the same! I hope you're walking down Park Avenue one day, minding your own business, and a little old lady's moving into an apartment building on the 4th floor, and when they're moving in her piano, it drops on your fucking head! It's not the same. I hope a pack of feminists try to white genocide you.
I hope you get dick cancer. Please die. Fuck off and die.
You want rage?
I hate you. Should have became a clown. Should have became a clown. Could have become a lawyer. No one argues with you when you're a lawyer. Could have been a doctor. People trust you when you're a doctor. I could have been a teacher. I could have been helping the world. What are you?